Hello and welcome. Thank you for joining me. Let's just get ourselves settled into our yoga space. So you might want to just find a seated position where you can close your eyes. And just take a little moment to just feel into your body. Just notice what's going on from your body this morning. Apologies. Sorry guys, it's half term, we're all out of our routine. The house full and the dog can't quite settle, sorry. Let's see if we can get him into his little yoga space too. So just noticing how you feel in terms of your energy, how you feel in yourself, in your mind, and on a physical level just checking that the body is happy and well this morning. And as we do this, what tends to happen is the breath begins to kind of fall into a sort of more softer, gentle rhythm. Or it might just be that we tend to notice the breath and then we notice that that's going on. So let's just take our awareness to the tip of the nose and just feel the breath moving in and out through the nostrils. Just giving ourselves time and space to let the breath settle, to let it slow down, to let it become more efficient perhaps. So what might happen, it tends to happen for me, is that I rearrange my posture to suit the breath. So it might be that you want to sit a little bit taller, just allow space for the breath. It's a good opportunity to check in with where you're holding on to tension. We sometimes do this, we often do this without thinking. So just relaxing around your eyes, your cheekbones, your jaw, your shoulders, neck. And so when we notice the breath, next time perhaps it has just dropped a little bit deeper into that efficient, smooth, regular breath. Beautiful. Let's take our awareness right down to the base of the spine now. And on our breath in, imagining that this is where the breath is being drawn down from. It's almost like we're hooking the breath. So as you breathe in, you can still focus on it moving up through the nostrils, but draw it all the way down to the base of your spine. That's on your inhale. So on your out breath, can you imagine that from the base, we're pushing the breath back up and out. So it's just a slightly different way of looking at it. A nice focus for us. So breathing in, drawing that breath in through the nose and down to the base of the spine, and moving it back up and out as we breathe out. Just noticing how that feels in the body. So today we have a new moon. The yogis, one way or another, always come back to whatever's going on with the moon. And the new moon is said to be almost permission for a fresh start, a new beginning. So as you continue with that focus on the breath, you might like to start to imagine that you are, on your in-breath, you're drawing in new seeds of intention, new ideas, perhaps. On the out-breath, can you perhaps visualize or imagine that you are just making space for those ideas? So you're just letting go, you're clearing out. So it's a really lovely time to reassess where you're at. So if you think about the moon in its whole entire cycle, this is the very beginning. This is the first page. It's all new. It might be energy feels quite low. Maybe this isn't where the action happens, but this is where the intention happens for the rest of the cycle. So let's imagine drawing in whatever we feel might be beneficial. And we're just going to breathe out, let go of anything that might be taking up space. So we want to allow space for the new. Let's just do 3 more breaths together here. Nice. So opening the eyes. So we're going to bring our hands together, little finger and thumb touching. So this is the lotus flower mudra, Padma mudra. So this represents the lotus flower. And I want you just to hold that flower to your chest. So you can feel your thumbs pressing into your heart. And as you look down, you could just look into that little space you've made in your hands. So we're just going to drop the chin towards the chest, so we're still sitting nice and tall. The chin is dropped. Just drop your shoulders and just feel that beautiful stretch along the back of your neck, down into your shoulders. And just gaze down into that little space that you've made. So this is where we might put our intention, we might set our intention. So if there's nothing that comes to mind, don't worry. But if there is something that you would quite like to happen or to be for the next sort of moon cycle, just drop that into your little space there. We're just going to let the chin roll a little bit from one side to the other, so we're just stretching into our neck and shoulders. Maybe your eyes are closed again. So neck and shoulders often get quite tense and tight. So let's just let go of anything that might have caused that stress, that tension to the body. Just ease into this new space. Good. Next time your chin drops to the center, pause. And then I just want you to lift your head up to neutral. Take your lotus flower up to your eye line. And if it feels comfortable, just let your chin lift. So you're stretching the front of your throat, and maybe your lotus flower lifts just a little. And then you're going to let it reach up, and you're going to take your arms wide. And as you drop the hands, also drop your chin. So you're still sitting tall. Let's take the palms to face up. And we're going to lift up. Just lift the chin a little bit, just enough to feel a space, a lengthening and opening in the front of the body. Bring your lotus flower back together, and on the out breath, draw it back down. Let it rest at your heart, just a little nod towards it. We're going to repeat this, so we're just lifting up to gazing straight ahead. Take your lotus flower to your eye line. Let your chin lift as much as feels comfy, and your hands might lift up as well. And then we're going to lift all the way up. Reach those arms out and wide, and as the arms come down, so too does the chin. So your fingertips rest on the earth. Just feel the stretch along your arms. And then we're going to lift up, palms up, reaching up on that breath in. Bring your lotus flower back and draw it down to the heart and drop the chin. Nice, a little bit different this time. We're going to come up, lotus flower to eye line. Stretch the front of the body, lift the flower up. Reaching out and open. Fingertips to the earth. So this time our little fingertips become like seeds. little seeds that we're just planting into the earth. So these might be thoughts or ideas or dreams or wishes. And we're just going to bring the right ear to the right shoulder. So we're getting a good stretch along this left side. So all the way from our brain, our head, down that left side, all the way down to our fingertips. Just breathing here. Take the head back to centre. And then just drop the head to the other side, so ear to shoulder on the left. So now we're stretching all along this right side, down to those fingertips. And then we're bringing your head back to centre. Take a little shrug of those shoulders. Nice. Okay, we're going to stretch out our legs now. So take them quite wide. You don't have to go, just be comfortably wide. And point your toes up to the sky. Just make sure that you are upright. So if you're finding this, if you're struggling, if you feel like you're kind of leaning back and holding on, please just stick a little cushion or something under your bottom just to tilt yourself forward so that when you are still, your head sits over your heart, sits over your pelvis. And from here we're going to take little circles. So we're just going to ease into our spine, ease into our hips, ease into our thighs, our leg muscles, little baby circles. So think of this as we've sown our seed and now we're just kind of just stirring. We're just letting things settle. And once you've done a few rounds one way, pause, coming back to that alignment, head, heart, hips. Just take your circles the other way. So it's really nice when we come to these sort of slower sessions. We want the body to feel relaxed, but sometimes we need a little bit of movement for that to happen, don't we? If we're stiff. Good, let's come back to upright. Beautiful. So we're going to bring the feet back together. We're going to come to lying on our backs. So head comes down onto the floor, shoulders, shoulder blades into the earth. Just feel your spine settling and your lower back on the floor. And I just want you to let your knees drop in so you can perhaps feel the stretch along your lower back as you gently draw the knees into your chest. So a little rounding of the spine here, really subtle. And just allow these knees again to just circle. Little circles, they could be tiny baby circles. You can let them grow if you want, if that feels good. We're just massaging into that space, that lower back there. One way and then the other. Really, really lovely. Okay, so take your feet, put them on the earth, take them as wide as your mat, or wider than hip width if you're not on a mat. And we're going to open up these arms, outstretched, palms open. So this idea of open palms in yoga tends to go alongside with this invitation to receive. So it might be we're receiving ideas or intentions. It might be beyond that. Maybe we have specific things that we want to invite to, in order for this sort of new cycle, this seed, this idea to grow. So just to have that intention, it's really lovely to open those palms up. You've also got space across your chest, in your pecs, your heart is open. Yeah, connecting into that as well. Take a lovely long breath in. And as you breathe out, allow your knees to drift over to your right. Let your head look over to the left. We're going to pause here in our twist. This is where hopefully we feel fairly settled and comfortable. I want you to spend some time just letting go and dropping, relaxing if you can. But It might be that you feel a little bit tight. There might be certain parts where the skin feels a bit stretched, or there's a little niggle somewhere in the body. I want you just to breathe into that. So take a lovely breath in, just like we did when we began. Hooking the breath in and drawing that breath down to wherever you're feeling any restrictions. And on that out breath, feel that that restriction, that limitation melt. You're making space. A couple more breaths here. And sometimes what happens is, by remaining still with that intention on breath, I don't know if you can sense, the body kind of eventually just goes, it just drops, it just lets go a little. I'm hoping so. Anyway, let's take a breath in. We're just going to guide those knees back to center. Let the head come back too. Just draw the knees back into your chest. Just bringing yourself back to your center, your neutral position. Squeeze them in as much as they need. Good. Let's take the feet back down, wide. Arms drop open, palms open to receive. Heart open. Take a breath in. On the out breath, let the knees drop over to the left. And then look over to the right. And just take a few moments to land, to settle. Hopefully there's that initial sense of being able to let go to a certain extent. But if we do find any restrictions in the body, which is super common, we're just going to gently make space on the breath in, drawing in what we need, and on the out breath, just let go, let's drop in, let's relax. Let's take a couple more breaths here. Good. On your next breath in, back to center. I just want you to spend a little moment here just dropping one side to the other. So we're just getting a bit of movement, gorgeous across the lower back, getting into our hips. Hips are notorious for holding on to unnecessary tension, old stuff. So let's imagine now that we're just encouraging that gentle letting go, that gentle release. It also just feels super lovely physically, doesn't it? That massage. Nice. Let's come back to center. We're going to scoop those knees in again. Give yourself a hug, a little rock, maybe a couple more circles if that feels good. Good. Let's bring the feet down. Take your arms up and over your head and lift your hips like a big yawny stretch. A little opportunity for back bend, a little inversion here. Hips are higher than the head. Breathe deeply. Imagining that hook. Taking that breath in. Intentions coming in and letting go of anything you don't need. Good, let's come back down. Hug those knees in. This time we're rocking along the spine. And we're just coming back to upright. Fabulous. Just take a seat, any position that feels good. And hopefully, even with just this tiny amount of movement, just by using our intention, using our breath, how does the body feel now? I want you to find stillness, so just be comfy in your seat. Allow your eyes to close. Let your awareness drop inwards. And once more, we're finding that breath, that hook from the base of the spine, drawing the breath in and down and up and out on the out breath. Just a couple of rounds here. with those eyes closed. Just allow the focus on the breath to drop away. And I want you just to imagine, as this new moon unfolds today, that this is day 0. A day when we can help by turning inward, planting those seeds of intention. And I'm just going to ask you a few questions that may help. What do I need more of? And when you ask that question, just turn your palms up and open your hands to receive. What do I need more of? Take a couple of moments here. Good. We're going to turn the palms down now. What do I need less of? So turning those palms down. We're kind of almost putting a little block in. What do we need less of? What do we want to say no to? Or maybe even push away or get rid of that we already have? What do I need less of? Bringing that lotus flower back to your heart. So little fingers and thumbs touching, other fingers outstretched, thumb to chest. Just looking down to your lotus flower. What is the best use of my energy? Dropping that chin. And we're just going to slowly lift those hands up to eye line, take them beyond. Just open those arms up and bring the hands down as you drop your chin. What is the best use of my energy? Turn the palms up, lift up, bring your lotus flower together above your head and draw them down to your heart. And just drop the chin. So let's look down into our little flower there, that little hole, little space we've made. And what do I want to create in my life? What do I want to create in my life? Lift up your lotus flower all the way up, growing up towards the sun. Take it wide, bring the hands to the earth, drop the chin, and lift up, palms up, arms outstretched, fingers and thumbs touching. Draw that lotus flower down, just rest briefly on the forehead. And then draw them down to the heart, looking down. Take a breath in and out. Really nice. So that little lotus flower, that little seed of intention has been sown. So just cup your hands and bring them to your heart. Beautiful. We're coming down to relaxation. When you're ready, stretch yourselves out in your most favourite position for comfort, for ease. Let the body wiggle and move if it needs to, guys. If you feel you need any more movements or stretches before you become still, just go for it. Doesn't matter if it's got a yoga name or just feels good. But over the next few moments, just make your way to the position you want to be in for rest. Ideally, your eyes will be closed. Your body will be in symmetry. There will be no holding on, no effort required. So we really want to be able to just completely relax. If you're chilly, why not grab a blanket? If you need props, a pillow, why not grab them now? So we'll just use that breath a couple of times just to settle into the body. So breathing in, this time maybe that hook starts at your feet, so you feel that breath being drawn all the way down to your toes. And moving back up and out on the out breath. There may be a sense of sort of a tingling, a little rush of energy. And then we'll just let the awareness move away from the breath and drop the awareness into the physical body resting on the earth. So feeling into your toes, your heels, your calf muscles, your knees, your thighs, your hips, your tummy and your chest, your spine, the backs of your shoulders, your arms, your hands, your throat and your neck, the whole of your head, including your face, your eyes, your nose, your mouth, your chin, your cheeks, and your ears. The whole of your body completely resting now on the earth. Just feel that relaxation in the body. If you need to finish with me, if you need to finish on time, I'm going to talk you through coming back out. But if you are well and truly resting and able to spend even just a couple more moments in rest, please do. I really encourage that. I understand that if you need to come out, then just deepen into your breath. Feel the vitality flooding through the body, renewed and refreshed and ready for the rest of your day, the rest of your week, and the rest of this lunar cycle. So as the breath deepens, reach into fingers and toes, bring a little bit of movement. Feel the muscles coming back to life as you stretch into the arms and legs. Take a full body stretch, reaching up and over, and then hugging those knees in as you curl up. And when you're ready, come back up to seated. Bringing those fingertips to the earth. On a breath in, lift up, palms touch. And on an out breath, draw the hands all the way down to your heart. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me this morning.